great, comfortable feeling. Um, Something we need to do is make sure we wash our bed sheets, because the average person sheds roughly half an ounce of dead skin. That seems so gross to even say. Half an ounce of dead skin is what you shed every week. Where do you shed it? You usually shed it in your sheets. And so that is prime feeding material for dust mites. Dust mites, they get on your surfaces, they get in your pillows, they get on your furniture, and they just thrive. It's like a nest for dust mites. So you need to be sure you're washing your sheets. Yes, it sounds so gross. But that can be harmful, because if you have eczema, if you have any dust mite allergies, whether it be mild to severe, that can be a real problem.
So it's like we're sleeping with dead people.
Yes. Okay. So a nursing story, compression stockings.
Yes.
Have you ever taken a pair off of a geriatric patient with dry skin? It's like someone squeezes powder in your face, only it's skin flakes. It is the grossest thing, and it happens every single time. That is what reading this reminded me of. Just poof, dead skin all in my face.
I'm so glad you're out of nursing so you don't have to do that, because that sounds horrific.
There's actually a meme that goes around about it, and it's the most relatable meme in the world to any nurse, I promise.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah,
you definitely got to clean those every so once in a while. How often would you recommend to clean your bed sheets?
probably at least once a week, and you need to do it in at least 60-degree water.
Wow.
Yeah.
The second thing I wouldn't even really think about, because we change out our HVAC filter,
Mm-hmm.
it's those heating and cooling vents.
Yes. So if all of a sudden you begin feeling allergenic or sick for no reason, contaminated air and heating cooling ducts may be to blame. It may be from that. A little bit of dust in those pipes is very normal and harmless, but in some cases, mold and other debris can build up, wreaking havoc on your health.
Oh,
Yes. Experts are still trying to determine whether or not cleaning the ducts prevent these problems, but the majority agree that removing mold and other toxins from the pipes have become highly contaminated is a smart move. So if you have visible mold or mildew in your ducts or in your pipes, all of that is being into your air. It's all a pollutant. It's polluting your inside air. The quality of your air will not be good. You're breathing it in. Your kids are breathing it in. Your dogs are breathing it in. It's absorbed through the skin. It's just not a good situation. So definitely check those air vents and those ducts for sure.
oh, that sounds terrible. I bet it's bad for people with like allergies and
Oh, yes. And anybody with chronic respiratory, COPD, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, it can really lead into respiratory distress fast.
wow. Now, the third thing that you were telling me about was vacuums. An old vacuum is not good. I know my
No.
grandmama had a vacuum for about 23 years, and it was heavy. It weighed like 100 pounds. And I hated when she made us vacuum, but she had it
Yeah.
forever and it worked. So she was never going to get a new one.
Well, it's time to upgrade, because those old vacuums, they're so bad. They don't have the new filters. They're just not as efficient as the newer models of vacuum cleaners. Um, so a study was published in the Journal of Environmental Science, and they tested 21 different vacuum cleaners, varying in brand and price. And every single one of them released some dust, bacteria, and allergens into the air. The pollution was much more severe with the older vacuums like your grandma used. So definitely need to upgrade that vacuum if it's old. You really need one with a HEPA filter, and you need to clean that filter regularly. That way, your vacuum cleaner number one, it'll work better, and it'll just clean better, and you won't be throwing dust particles and allergens up into the air when you think you're cleaning, but you're kind of really not.
So when I get a cold, I can blame it on grandma?
No, you can't. Sorry.
Number 4, my fur babies. How is my beautiful boxer, Groot Rocket, how in the world is he ever going to get me sick?
Well, because there is pet dander. Um, so your furry friends can be, you love them and you value them as your family members, but they really can have a potential to make you sick. Um, Made up of microscopic bits of dead skin, pet dander is notorious for causing people to sneeze and sniffle, especially people with pet allergies. And the thing about pet allergies, what makes them different from like dust allergens, is a dust allergen it'll attack or it'll cling to a surface. It'll cling to a piece of dirt. It'll cling to a fabric. Um, Pet allergens are airborne. They're in the air. So it doesn't matter how much you clean or, it's in the air. The best thing you can do is try to keep them off your furniture or vacuum your furniture, vacuum your carpets, make sure you dust. But yeah, our son is actually allergic to cats and we have 3 cats, but because they're outside and he doesn't handle them all the time, his allergy is fine.
Yeah, it sounds like I need to train my dogs, because do people actually get their dogs to stay off their furniture?
So Logan had an American Bulldog, and she stayed off the furniture. Um, but our dog Sadie, I would never make her stay off my furniture. I love it when she jumps in my lap on our couch. Like I just vacuum my couches like 3 times a day, honestly. And then we have a leather couch in the living room, and that's where she sleeps. And I don't mind her being on my furniture. I just clean it. I clean it a lot, and I vacuum our rugs a lot. Because if you don't, it's just everywhere and it clumps and it's on your baseboards. So you really got to maintain your house when you have pets.
Yeah,
And I know boxers shed too. It's short hair, but they still shed.
a lot.
Yes.
A lot. But they're like a little piece of sunshine on earth. They're
I
amazing.
know. I actually met a little boxer. We clean a commercial office here in Lubbock, and he had a little boxer up there with him. His name was Frank. And Frank was like 6 months old, and he was the cutest little boxer. You know how they just jump and they're just happy dogs. Well, the reason Frank was at work was because they had a bathroom accident, and they cleaned it up with bleach and Clorox and a bunch of harmful stuff. Yes, and Frank got into the cleaning products, and he literally almost died. He had to go to the vet for like 4 days in a row to get Benadryl and steroid shots. He went into an anaphylactic reaction, and he swole and he couldn't breathe, and it was really an emergency trauma situation.
No.
Yeah, and since that has happened, the Frank's owners, his humans, they now buy from Amy's Gentle Green. It is where it's all eco-friendly products, all 100% vegan, no greenwashing in these products at all. And he buys them from me now because he knows that we can literally mop and his dog will be licking my feet at the same time and nothing will happen to Frank.
That is amazing.
Yes, he definitely stocked up on the bathroom cleaner.
I bet. That leads us to number 5, household cleaning products. Those
Oh
are
my gosh, I could go on and on about these. They are so dangerous. Um, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, so the majority of household cleaning products are packed with loads of potentially harmful chemicals. The most concerning products that contain these cancer-causing carcinogens are like laundry detergent, and they contain formaldehyde, jewelry cleaners. That is very toxic as well. Yes. I actually had to clean my engagement ring. I had a certain brand of a jewelry cleaner, and anytime you opened it, it smelled straight up like butane. Well, I'm not gonna put my diamonds in that, So it's better just to take your jewelry to the store to get them cleaned in the back, away from you, away from your lungs. But yeah, cleaning chemicals, they're not only are they bad for your health and for your animals, they're horrible for the environment. You never know what's in your, I say over the counter cleaning chemicals, because they are over the counter, but you never know what's in them. the active ingredients, they're not all listed. And a fun fact, the only ones that are listed are potentially harmful, and that's why they are listed.
Gosh. So you
Yes.
said in cleaning laundry detergent is formaldehyde. Now, isn't formaldehyde used to preserve dead bodies?
It's a preservative. That's exactly what it is. They use it as embalming fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not organic, I'll tell you that. So anything with preservatives in it is not going to be natural or green or safe
And then you're wearing that on your body all day long.
on your body.
Not good.
And if you have water like we do here in Lubbock, it is super, super, super hard. When we wash our clothes, we still have loads of soap in our clothes just from our water. So imagine what else we have when we're using those laundry soaps as well. So I like to throw a little cup of baking soda in with my wash.
Wow.
Yeah, it keeps my whites whiter, and I really feel like my clothes feel softer. They feel clean.
I'm gonna have to try that tip. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, another one is something that's kind of sneaky and you might not know about it is little patches of mold in your house.
Yes. Okay. So hidden patches of mold can lurk in different areas of your home, from your shower head to the drywall in your basement. Yes. Actually, according to ABC News, mold tends to build up in damp areas, which we kind of all knew that, but especially if there's not much airflow in the room or anywhere for the moisture to escape at. So an attic. It's yeah, it's and mold can be very bad
Yikes. Who knew? In your shower head.
in your shower head.
Ugh. I'm gonna have to check that when I get home.
Well, at Sometimes Spouse Lubbock, we are all green, 100% eco-friendly products. And we have a shower cleaner that will be sprayed in your shower head, and we'll know if there's any mold in there if it drips out black.
Wow. Ooh, that's what
Yes,
you take the shower in is black mold. I'm pretty sure
yes.
that's bad for your health.
It
Terrible
is
for your health.
so bad for your health. So to rid your home of mold,
That
huh?
it's not the kind of mold that makes penicillin, which is good for you then.
No, and that mold still needs to be in a lab, and it needs to be cultured, and it needs to be grown properly. So don't go eat mold thinking you're taking an antibiotic, because penicillin's very outdated, by the way.
Don't just lick it. That just won't
Yeah,
work if you're going
yeah,
to lick at mold. That'll actually make you sick. It won't help you hunting.
yeah, it will surely make you sick.
Here's one I didn't even know this was still around. Lead paint.
Yes. So if your home was built before 1978, you should probably test your paint, and you can buy testing kits online, Walmart, Home Depot, anywhere. But lead-based paint is so dangerous. It can lead to kidney disease. It can affect your brain. It can affect your nervous system. Um, and they put it in all the homes because they didn't know. And that's the bad thing, is you don't know until there's a lot of sickness from it.
Yeah. Well, here's one. Number 8. I've had a lot of calls for this recently is refrigerator cleaning.
Yes.
People go years without cleaning the refrigerator.
They do. And different bacterias and funguses and protozoa and everything, they grow at very different temperatures. So there are a lot of bacteria that grow in refrigerators. That's a prime breeding ground because they like that temperature, they like that moistness, and there's plenty of things for them to feed off of. Surprisingly, things also thrive in freezing temperatures too. So it's not just your fridge you need to worry about, it's also your freezer.
Wow. I never even thought about my freezer.
Yes, yes. And some things you can boil and boil and boil, but because they thrive in such hot temperatures, it's, the bacteria, they just vary and they can adapt, and it's crazy.
Wow. Here's one. I honestly don't know that I've ever taken care of my bath mat at home.
Okay, so I did not until I started cleaning. We pick up bath mats in some of our homes we clean, and you can see the mold.
What?
Yes, underneath it. And it's not usually the fabric ones. You can't really see it on those. It's the vinyl ones and the latex ones and the ones that are have holes in them for texture, for anti-slip. Yeah, you can actually see the mold in those. And so we just encourage some y'all go buy 12, spend $12 every 2-3 months and replace those. And if they're fabric, you can wash those with hot water and they will be perfectly fine.
Wow.
So what happens is you get out of the shower, you're dripping wet, you step on this, all your water goes into that, and then it's just like a breeding ground for moist bacteria.
Yeah. Wow. I
It's
never
very gross.
thought of that. And number 10, this really, really surprises me that in 2020 that people still do smoke cigarettes.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, so the bad thing with cigarettes is you don't even have to be a smoker to suffer the harmful effects of cigarette smoke. Um, you can suffer it just from being in close proximity to someone that is smoking. And if you ever go to the mall or Walmart, anywhere, you can tell when someone has been smoking because you can smell it, and that smoke travels. It can be someone all the way across the parking lot, but you can still smell it. Um, Also, according to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, cigarette smoke contains about 7,000 chemicals, about 70 of which are known, so they will cause cancer. Um, Horrifyingly enough, the CDC also estimates that approximately 2,500,000 people have died from secondhand smoke since 1964. Um, so the best way to protect against this is to prohibit anyone from smoking inside your home or around you or in your cars. If you're around someone smoking, tell them go outside, open a window, because you definitely don't want to put yourself at risk for somebody else's bad habit.
Yeah, definitely. So there were 10 things that we need to keep away from or make sure they're clean away in our home. Can you recap those 10 things for us, Amy?
Of course, yes. So the 10 things that we need to keep clean in our home for the sake of our health. Bed sheets. Let's remember the dust mites and the dead skin. It's not a pretty scenario. If you have a microscope on your bed, you're not going to like what you see. So wash those sheets once a week in at least 60-degree water. Number 2 was contaminated heating and cooling vents. We discussed a little bit of dust is okay and it's harmless, but if you have mold and mildew, you're probably going to get sick, and it's probably going to be some sort of respiratory infection. Let's be honest. So clean those, get those checked. Number 3 was vacuum cleaners. Christy's grandma has got to get rid of her vacuum cleaner. You need to make sure you have one with a HEPA filter. Not only do you need a HEPA filter, you need to clean that filter. Otherwise, your vacuum cleaner it's if your filter's dirty, you're doing no good when you vacuum. You're throwing all your hard work down the drain. Number 4 was your pet's fur. We discussed how pet allergens are airborne, unlike the dust mite. So the main thing you can do is just try to keep them off your furniture, vacuum your carpets, try to stir up as little dust as possible as well. Um, the next one was household cleaning products. Uh, Throw them out. Just if you have anything that is toxic and harmful, just toss it out right now. Go to Amy's Gentle Green or call Sometimes Spouse, because we will come clean your house for you with green cleaners. Or you can buy something from Amy's Gentle Green that you know is 100% pure vegan. Look, the environment is already in a horrible shape. We really need to start now by doing everything we can. And a big pollutant is toxic cleaning chemicals, which is why sometimes Faust is all green. Secret strips of mold. Check your windowsills if you have the double pane windows. Check in between those. Check in attics. Places with high moisture, low airflow. Because look, you can get really, really, really sick from mold. Really sick. And again, it's probably going to be a respiratory problem. And if you can't breathe, you can't live, you can't function. We all need to breathe. Lead paint. Yes, like
Not that.
I've seen people die from respiratory related illnesses, and it is truly horrible. It's you see them gasping for air up until their last breath, literally just gasping. They can't breathe. It's scary. They're confused. No amount of atropine is going to get them to breathe again after battling emphysema for 10 years. Anyway, so I'll get off that soapbox. Lead paint. Again, if your home was built before 1978, you probably have lead paint. It's just what they did. It's like the popcorn ceiling. It's just what they did. It was a bad idea. Please just go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, Amazon, wherever, and just order a lead paint testing kit. You get like 2 swabs. It's like $23. We tested ours because our house was old. Thankfully, we didn't have any. But if we did, we definitely would have fixed that problem immediately. Filthy refrigerators. We discussed how certain bacteria grow at certain temperatures and they love your fruit and vegetable drawers. Clean those out. You will actually get mold and cross-contamination on your food in that refrigerator if it is dirty. Cross-contamination is a real thing. Bacteria spreads. It's like a cavity. It just spreads. It's nasty.
Wow.
Your bath mat. I have actually seen some with layers of mold. Y'all pick it up and look underneath it. And if it's dirty, throw it out. They're not that expensive. If you have a fabric one, wash it. Wash it every couple of months in hot water. And then number 10 was cigarette smoke. Look, everybody knows the dangers. Don't put yourself or anyone at risk from a bad habit. It's definitely not fair. So don't do it. Don't let people smoke in front of you. And another thing, when we bought this house, we were remodeling our kitchen and we did some sheetrock work, and Logan put some mud up. And the nicotine, I guess someone sat right by the wall and smoked. It bled through yellow, Christy.
Wow.
Yeah, through the paint, everything, yellow. A big old patch of yellowness. And we know it was nicotine. Has to be.
Easy. So just put that cigarettes down. You don't.
Yes. Put them down.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing those 10 things in your home that are getting you sick with our listeners. Before we go off of here, though, I really like to ask, I'm going to ask you every week for our Ask Amy, because it's going to happen every Monday. We're going to have Ask Amy podcast. And I'm going to ask her kind of a silly question at the end and just see how she reacts. She doesn't know what it is. I'm going to just ask her every week. So Amy, here's your fun question for the week. If you had to be shipwrecked on an island, a desert island, but all of your human needs were met, such as food and water, they're all taken care of, what 2 items would you take and why?
Oh my gosh. Everything I would need to survive would be given to me. Oh gosh. Look, I would have to have something that played Tom Petty. I would have to have some sort of radio. Even if it only had Tom Petty, that would be fine with me. And then I would need sunscreen. What's the point of living on an island with everything you need if you're going to die of skin cancer in 10 years?
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Amy. That was absolutely amazing. I look forward to our podcast every single week.
Well, thank you, Christy, so much for letting me be on here with you. I had a blast.
I did too. Before we go, I want you to tell people how to get a hold of you.
Okay, yes. So you can get a hold of me through Facebook, Sometimes Spouse West Texas. Our phone number is 806-476-0731. You can also contact me on Facebook at Amy's Gentle Green. And that's where you can buy all of your 100% vegan cleaning products.
Amazing. Thank you, Amy. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you so much, Christy.